Ladies, gentlemen, and my NB comrades, welcome back. It's your boy Snare. We're doing some Dota. We're back in the C region. We came home just for the weekend. We were hanging out in South Africa, but now time to turn our gaze and our attention back overseas as we check out Southeast Asia, taking on each other in the PNXBET Invitational. Got ourselves Team D with Galaxy Racer taking on each other. Team D, of course, is the team of, listen, we're all voting for Team D, right? No matter what you bet on the channel, in your hearts, we need Ponlo to win. Ponlo's the boy, Ponlo's cool, Ponlo's the best. So let's freaking go as we get into the draft here. Also, why does my light feel a bit weird? Hold on. Oh no, that's hella cold. Oh, I know why, because it's like 3 degrees outside, Jesus. It might become Alacrity versus the Worlder. Jareen, because I'll be honest with you, this opener from Team D seems hella strong. Hoodwink Axe. I can't believe how far around I've come on this Hoodwink hero, and now I'm pretty much in the camp that this hero should be first pick, first ban material. Well, not first ban. The thing is, it's not good enough to be first ban material, because you need to ban Nyx Assassin, you need to ban heroes like Lina, Ancient Apparition, Lion, Magnus, Broodmother, Puck. Too many heroes that have higher priority over the Hoodwink. However, certainly when it is available, I do definitely think it's a worthwhile hero to have included in one's draft. Of course, GXR, they respond by going for Lion Lifestealer. Fan of Lion, I'm not a fan of Lifestealer at all right now. I think Lifestealer is one of these carry heroes that you cannot pick it without information. You have to have a lot of information, or you wind up in the situation where you commit all of the bans like TA, Terrorblade, Ursa, and you're still not 100% certain that you've taken care of the Lifestealer. There's still Razor that could be picked up later in the draft. They just got themselves the Winter Wyvern now on the side of Team D. Hell, even later on in the game, like, it might not be an immediate thing that they've gone for right now, but there is still options for heroes like Faceless Void to emerge later. I don't know, yeah, it's complicated. I mean, also, isn't this Southeast Asia where people play safe lane Nature's Prophet, which is also really good against Lifestealer? GXR have to have supreme confidence in their ability to play this one out with this hero, given the peculiarities, some of the weaknesses inherent in how the hero operates in the current meta. So we'll see what is possible here for In Your Dream on that hero. We do see 2 flappy supports, Articuno and Moltres emerging here on the field. Team D get Articuno, GXR get Moltres. Winter Wyvern, amazing, as one of the best support heroes versus this Lifestealer. Winter's Curse is just such a problem, Beyond the Winter's Curse, you have to deal with Cold Embrace, which means it wastes your rage. That's a big issue, right? Lifestealer as a hero, because they took away Open Wounds and made it only available through the Aghanim Shard, you kind of forget how much that spell used to give you in terms of your ability to close down heroes and stay on targets. Without it, if your team initiates for you and they don't give you a nice follow-up stun, you need rage. You literally need the bonus movement speed to catch up and kill targets. Cold Embrace literally wastes the whole spell. You're wasting it hitting one hero who's not actually going to take damage, given that it's a full block on any physical damage coming in. And to make matters worse in that particular instance, you know that if you wait around too long and you try to retreat, now suddenly there's Arctic Burn that's doing percent-based damage against you as the Lifestealer, which is a big problem. Of course, Axe is also one of these heroes that I'm kind of surprised that they decided to pick the Lifestealer into. I mean, it's one of these heroes, right, where Lifestealer can be extremely good in a lot of these situations where even if you see the Axe having emerged, right, because they pick, oh, it's actually opposite way around, Lion first, Hoodwink Axe, and then the Lifestealer. Lifestealer is one of the better heroes against Axe, right? Percent-based damage, a hero that doesn't die when he gets called on, has lots of escape potential as well. However, the way they're setting up right now, Team D, is to make the Axe better by giving Leshrac over, so that Axe isn't actually the one that's important for getting kills. His role is just initiation. Once he's gotten in, it's cool. Leshrac will take care of the rest, and whatever other hero they get into the safe lane here, because they have the last overall pick, remember, so lots of options available for them. Yeah, you gotta take out the Alacrity Puck. You can't allow. Baxter, yes. We here for Team D, fam. We keeping hard for Pondlo. Our boy Pondlo is gonna bring it home. As it stands right now, just to give you, we'll actually talk about what the tournament looks like as the game starts. GXR come in for the Invoker pick from their mid lane. So Alacrity Invoker. It is the kind of game where the setup is somewhat difficult because the Lion is the only other real disable in the team. We haven't seen what they're playing from the off lane, of course. However, where I've thought that Invoker looks best is in tandem with heroes like Axe, heroes like Mars. Allow the hero the option for Cataclysm effectively. In this game, the main power of the hero is going to come around protecting the Supernova Egg and giving Alacrity towards Lifestealer. Alacrity Lifestealer is really scary though, I will definitely admit. Gives them some magic damage too to help against the Wyvern. EMP burn versus Leshrac is really good. I also think that this helps them a bit in terms of their initiating capacity, which seems a bit low right now. Their heroes, like I'm comparing and contrasting between Team D and GXR, right? GXR need Blink Dagger on Lion before they can become effective. Team D, they have the Axe with the Blink Dagger, but you also have Hoodwink. Bushwhack is a shockingly good spell for initiation. These heroes on GXR, thus far, not really liable to be buying BKBs. So even though Lifestealer has Rage, if he ever gets caught by surprise by any of these disables, the next one is going to land, the next one is going to land, the next one is going to land. Like there's 3 heroes right now that's super easy disabled on the side of Team D and Winter's Curse. I mean, and Split Earth, sorry. Winter's Curse is the easy one, Split Earth is not. So I like that Team D remove heroes like Titan, so that's another one that I've seen be very good with the Invoker. Any kind of hero that can enable the team to be in one location far from the Invoker but still getting initiation, and Invoker can follow up with damage. I also would have liked to see a hero that could function as a vehicle for this Lifestealer. I'm really worried about Lifestealer's capacity to get, excuse me, in and out of these fights right now. No, Mag is bad. Mag's bad. No Magnus. I mean, come on, dude. You can't play against Mizu and not ban Magnus. I'm not a fan of the Timbersaw ban. I would have preferred them taking out the Mars, but I suppose playing against Timber can be very annoying. And it's one of these heroes that can just get super far ahead, snowball the whole game, and feel kind of unstoppable. So, can certainly understand the decision making to make sure they remove that. GXR. We're now down to our final pick for them. And what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? We need something from the off lane, right? So I think Mars. I can't see a better hero than Mars. I know I'm mentioning it a lot, but it's not for lack of imagination. Centaur is not that great this game, I don't think. Pugna. This gives them push potential from the off lane, and it's a hero that can be very frustrating to play into. Gives you the Nether Ward to deal with the Leshrac. I don't know. Personally, I prefer seeing Pugna like when it's last pick. Because now, I mean, to be fair, they did protect it somewhat, right? They banned the Juggernaut, they banned the Anti-Mage. They're trying to make sure that they don't give it the absolute worst time possible. But what do we pick here for the safe lane on the side of Team D? What is VC Faded playing, basically? Bristleback? Medusa, maybe? Medusa could be okay. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? How about PL? Did they ban PL? No, there's still PL in the game. I like PL, actually. Let's see. There's no... Hey! PL. There we go. That's the pick. That's the pick. We'd love to see it. Yeah, I like PL. Definitely like PL here. A hero that generally tends to be fairly good against the Pugna. It's impossible to keep the drain out on this hero. Lots of mobility. They don't have much lockdown on the side of GXR right now. Literally, they have Lion, right? Phoenix Sun should never actually land on a PL. The Invoker chain disables, quote unquote, or don't really work on this hero. his ability to chase down and close off one of these targets, it was needed, given that they didn't want a slow hero. They wanted a hero who could also become effective after farming for not that long in the game, because they're playing against Lifestealer, Invoker, Pugna. Not the type of lineup that wants to just be sitting back, playing passively for a long time. GXR certainly want to be playing this game actively, so you needed an active carry yourself. And you needed an active carry that could play against Lifestealer, good against Pugna, decent against the Invoker, works well with the heroes you have on your team as well. Because if you get set up from the Hoodwink, the Axe, the Winter Wyvern, the Leshrac, give all that space towards this PL, VT Faded has a lot of opportunities to just go ham pretty much and take over the entirety of the game. I like what I'm seeing. Real talk, I think Team D is gonna win. Team D is gonna win. It's possible for GXR to win, but for them to win, they need to win every single lane. I don't think they can have the opportunity of playing catch up in this situation. If they do get to play with additional tempo from the laning phase, because I do actually think they have very good lanes, right? Lifestealer lane, pretty good versus the Axe. The Leshrac lane versus Voka, whatever, and Voka's gonna get what he needs. And Pugna, it's one of those weird matchups, right? Depending on how the first two levels goes, you can get ahead of the PL and start to look decent in that lane, or you can start falling behind and then the game looks really complicated to play. But on balance, they do have decent lanes for GXR, but they need to utilize them well, or else this game will be a loss. So will it be a loss? Let's find out together. Game number one, numero uno. This out here is Genesis, y'all.
Did I do that?
Never ask.
Is this the game for meme hammers on GXR? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. The issue with meme hammers here is the difficulty in reliably landing them against some of these heroes. I don't know. If they had just one other, if they had like a Shadow Demon or even Nyx Assassin or something, then I could maybe see them buying these meme hammers. But Lion Phoenix, I don't know if this is the best duo to buy meme hammers with. We'll see though, actually, because we might have a Yule Scepter at some point from the Pugna. Because I think you definitely want a Yules in this game. So if you do get Yules, if and only if, then maybe somebody gets a meme hammer. Injoker might just get it anyway though, versus the Winter Wyvern. Given that any target that's caught in the Cold Embrace, you don't want to be committing spells to make sure that target stays in position. So if you have Meme Hammer, effectively Cold Embrace becomes a setup spell for you. Whether that is the state of affairs, we shall see. We shall see. And we are underway. The team's on bottom trying to make sure that they can get out and get these D wards out early possible. Mizu gonna block the pull camp. Do they have a sentry here for Ponlo? They do not. So the sentry was already placed to block their camp. So it's gonna just be a nice even keeled lane, it seems. Neither lineup right now seems to be committed to forcing a fight over bounty runes. So just gonna be a cool, shallow situation.
This very much.
Why am I I'm not dissing Alacrity, fam. I ain't dissing Alacrity. He does have a decent invoker. I'm just saying it's not the easiest invoker game.
That was not
Did I do that?
Oh god. I don't like this the oil spill color. Makes me feel pretty negative. But here we go. Game is now going to be getting underway. One thing that I like as well is that both teams over the course of this early portion of the group stages have played a few games without the full complement, but this time around the full complement is available from both teams. I did promise we'd talk about the state of affairs with regard to the tournament itself. This is group stages, 5-team groups, one team gets eliminated. As it stands right now, Team D third in the group with a 3-3 scoreline, and this is their last matchup. So a final opportunity to put some points on the board. I believe if they should take even a single map, it is mathematically then impossible for them to be eliminated. But they have to take at least one map. One map, that's all you need from this BO2 set. For GXR, for them to attain safety, they would need to win both. They have 2 more games remaining. However, their final games against MTG, not easy by any stretch of the imagination. So you need to be able to find success and victory in this game. But it's going to be difficult to find when KYXY and Distress are able to find a first blood in the top lane, bringing down Yokam, and the Phoenix will tumble. I've been watching KYXY Axe destroy fools in Southeast Asia since literally 2012. This right here, a decade in the making, but it is good to see them back doing his thing in the world. This mid lane matchup, Alacrity versus the Invoker, or the Leshrac of Moon Moon.
I'm dead.
AKA Sorrow. We did talk about and mention how, for the most part, there will come a day where this Invoker just gets all the items he needs, because he's not going to be bothered in this lane. Just going to be farm traded between the 2 heroes. Like, nobody dies here. It's so boring to watch, actually. Down bottom, VT Faded versus Mizu. This is the only thing that bothers VT Faded, and this is why his lane is going to be not that great, and why Mizu has a good time in the laning phase. Decrypt, Blast, lots of farm available for the Pugner. So Ponlo right now trying to just get as much harass out as possible. Polison will take some hits here from the Arctic Burn. Just going to be forced away from the lane. Ponlo going to get chased down potentially by Mizu, but Polison, be careful not to fly too close to the sun on this one, my friend. They have Cold Embrace on Ponlo, so they know that there's no real danger for the Winter Wyvern. And VT Faded primarily concerned with getting his own farm in CS. So he's not going to try and immediately save Ponlo, but now they've used quite a bit of mana and spells. You have to be a bit careful here on the side of GXR. VT Faded didn't get that much CS in the meantime, but Ponlo wasted a lot of the regen from the opponent, which is sometimes all you can really hope for when you're playing this support. Are they going to kill Mizu now? VT Faded doesn't want to actually commit spells for this. He's just happy to rather finish farming. Sometimes you overcommit spells and you're like, I should have just focused on the CS. So VT Faded, considering and thinking on what's actually important in this world. Creeps, man. Nothing matters more than creeps. And that early kill top has made this very challenging of a lane, because now they're able to just keep Yokam in a bad position and keep KYXY charging onto the lane itself. If Yokam was able to find this positioning, right? This positioning here seems very good for them, where Yokam is the one that's drawing the battle hunger, and they have the capability of throwing out fire spirits back onto the opponent. Especially with Distress just going to stack camps right now. This will be farmed later by the Axe. Their farming capabilities for VT Faded, it will take a while before it reaches the level where it's beneficial to have him be the one taking out Ancients. They actually might find a kill here. Okay, Ponlo does have Arctic Burn on cooldown. If Arctic Burn was online, I think that's the only reason they went a bit forward, because if Arctic Burn was up, one of these heroes would be dead. Ponlo. Okay, there's gonna be the stun going out, but Polison might be in trouble here. Mizu! Ooh, Mizu's dead. Mizu's dead. Oh no, Ponlo! Ponlo didn't think that Mizu would survive that one right click. Had he just kept chasing forward, Mizu would be dead right now, but both of them thought he was dead, and Mizu was like, oh snap, I still have one. Awesome. Can still turn around. Top lane. Things are going so well here for the side of Team DKYXY. CS leader on the map right now. In your dream. Obviously has the 0-2-2, no points into the rage just yet. And this Phoenix lane hasn't really been able to do all that much for this Lifestealer. And unfortunately, the other lanes aren't getting enough done that they're happy about this. Fortunately though, the degree of this disadvantage isn't that massive. It's just okay. It's fine. See Leshrac heading back to base. Mizu coming closer to try and help kill Winter Wyvern. And this should be a blast. Cold Embrace will be there. VT Faded doesn't want to come closer. He knows that Ponlo's probably dead. And Mizu gonna blast him down. First kill on the map for the side of GXR. And VT Faded still just farming. Not worried with anything else that's happening. which is honestly the right thing to do at this stage of the game. Alacrity. Of course, the two heroes are just traded for our middle. And we have the Earner Shadows flying in on the courier right now. We'll see if he decides to make any kind of commitment on the map. Has just broached level 7. So there's some capability of things going well for him right now. Wait, is it level 7 or level 6? That's 6, yeah. Yocam showed up towards the mid lane, draws Ponlo towards him. And both can just flap their way back towards bottom. In the meantime, Mizu and VT Faded. It's gonna challenge each other down here in the bottom lane. VT Faded in trouble. Can he get away from this Earth Spike? No, he cannot. Gets blasted down by Mizu and Polison. And VT Faded gets drawn in by Mizu a little bit. They didn't have vision either of Polison rotating back down bottom, so they end up losing the life of the PL. Rather problematic that this happens. It sucks. It is what it is, though. No, it's not the same as Fnatic Moon. That Moon plays for Team SMG, Jareen. Oh, yeah. I call all invokers and jokers. All of them are in jokers. Because some of these spells are just a joke, man. Like EMP, that's, come on, man. It's a stupid spell. Shouldn't happen. Cataclysm, that's a dumb spell. That's a spell that really shouldn't exist in this game, but whatever. Here we are. Bottom lane, yet again, Ponlo in some degree of danger. A life drain now up for Mizu, so they can utilize this on Ponlo. Cold Embrace will not help you, my friend. You'll just end up losing your life to the life drain. Killing spree now for Mizu. And this Pugna having the good start that he needed, having the good start that his team were expecting. So the question will be whether or not he can transition from this portion of the game into being more useful with his team. Thus far, they haven't been able to put much pressure onto the tier 1 tower, but they can keep going for this. Level 3 Nether Blast, somewhat difficult to deal with. We do see from the mid lane, Invoker did rotate top, but wasn't able to find anything, unfortunately. So maybe the rotation will come towards him. Destrees trying to get closer and get in on a killing situation. Ponlo here as well. Cold Embrace on the forward creep so that it tanks all the damage from the tower with the Diabolic Edict going. And they managed to get the tower down to less than a third of its HP at the moment. Ponlo will pay the price for this, however, as he gets dove upon by multiple heroes on the side of GXR as they take down the Winter Wyvern. Doing it right before this bounty is going to spawn, that's kind of nice, and managing to stack the camp. Oh, you always feel so nice as the Lion when you can make some stuff like this happen. A kill happens, you stack the camp, you get the bounty, and you defend your Invoker in the mid lane. Life is nice. The one thing that's not nice though is that Polison is playing the 5 position Lion. Y'all know how I feel about that. It will mean that Blink Dagger is going to be mightily delayed. Nonetheless, even without Blink Dagger, Hero can still be useful, especially if this Pugna keeps having the game that he's having. Since they vacated the bottom lane from the Radiant side, Mizu easily able to claim this tower as a result. Hey, Loki McFly, what's good, OG? Yeah, this is the first series I cast today. I was gonna cast the earlier one, but I'll be honest with y'all. Yesterday I was working, I was like doing esports work for like 10 hours and I was exhausted, so I let myself sleep in. Middle. Leshrac getting jumped upon, but KYXY doing the jumping of his own. Blink Dagger revealed through middle, and they should have the chain disable necessary to bring down Alacrity. That's what I was talking about earlier. Blink followed up by the Bushwhack, followed up by the Split Earth. Hella easy to make happen, and they secure the kill middle. Alacrity is gone. The first big core that they managed to remove themselves on the side of Team D. As there's no Joker. In Your Dream did make his way towards middle, so they can't force out a push with the Siege Dragon, unfortunately. Still, good set of events happening in the mid lane for Team D, and they rotate this Leshrac to the top lane now. With the PL, the two of them are going to be insistent on getting this tier 1 tower down with the Siege Dragon. virtually impossible to defend against. Sea Dragon plus Leshrac push, it's pretty crazy. Mid lane, Destrees in some danger. Oh, KYXY, man, with Sharpshooter comes through with the hit. Ponlo also is in position, and though they use out the tornado, it's not going to be enough to save the life of Alacrity. Destrees does end up getting taken down because they committed the Finger of Death from Polison, which allows them to get the kill onto that Hoodwink. But it still gets the Alacrity Invoker dead. Tier 1 tower middle should still be challenged and brought down. In a few short minutes, Team D taking down 2 towers, both mid and in the top part of the map. Sorry, I just have to answer one. Somebody's paying me money, which we like money. It pays rent and buys food. It's a nice thing. Well, actually, we don't like money. We like accommodation and food and internet and Dota. But do these things need to be causally connected to money? Absolutely not. But as I've been mentioning, people have been asking that we leave some of the anti-capitalism for after the stream. It's fine. I'm just playing. No one's, and even if people did ask me that, I'd say no, pay me first. Moon building the Yule Scepter for the team. Are they building Yules on the Pugna? Nah, Pugna went for the Dagon play. I'm not fully a fan of Dagon builds, if I'm honest. I like at least one other item before you go for Dagons. Like on Puck, it's like whatever, you know, you get Blink first, or Witchblade, and it's chill. Mid lane, we're gonna see a fight onto the streets. KYXY gets the call out onto the Lion. Winter's Curse will land onto Alacrity, which will have him surrounded by his own team. They're not gonna use that opportunity to try surround Alacrity. He's in a bit of a bad position for that, so they just get the easy grab onto the Lion. Alright, money, which represents living. Great stuff. Bottom lane, we see Mizu taking out Ponlo, but that's gonna cost him his life. Split Earth will be there. There's no way to escape this one, and that was not worth it. That was not worth it. Ponlo even throwing in the voice line. Alright, yeah, it definitely was not worth it. Mizu, definitely the player that's been doing the best on the side of GXR up until this point, ends up losing his life here. KYXY is the one that gets that kill, which is really bad, because now that's further progression towards Manta style arriving. Dude, look how farmed this axe is right now. This is kind of crazy. Already has the full blink with the Vanguard.
Invisibility.
And the Manta style is going to be arriving, what, 18 minutes at latest? In the meantime, in your dream, we haven't really felt the influence of this lifestealer at all. Just been farming. Getting towards having Maelstrom right now after completing the Armlet of Mordigian. Other side. Oh, Winter's Curse from Ponlo. Tried to save Destrees, will not be able to do so. As Hoodwink just gonna get taken out. Nothing that you can do about that one. Castellos, yeah, that's the problem. That's the main issue why I also have with Polison not being the one to prioritize Blink Dagger. You often have these lineups, right, where the only person that actually has a way to start fights on a team is also the hero that's playing like 5 position. Like imagine right there, there's a Blink Dagger on this line. That's a dead Leshrac. And that's so much gold available for them, but he's playing 5, so they're not going to give him the capability of getting that Blink Dagger. Invoker as well is going for Hand of Midas, so I've seen like Blink Dagger Invokers or like these early 4-star Invokers to try and utilize Tornado as an initiation spell, or like Meme Hammer Invokers, but regrettably there's gonna be so much time before any kills but those type of kills happen. I mean, consider pretty much every kill that they've gotten on the side of GXR has either been Team D running headlong into them, or them being able to smoke and wrap around in a very long angle. But just heads up initiation feels like it's going to be lacking for the rest of this game until Paulison gets Blink Dagger at the very least. Mizu still just going for the reason. One of the reasons I don't like Dagon as well on heroes like Pugna is he had such a good start in the laning phase. But if you go for this Dagon build, right, I'll be honest and say I sometimes feel like you don't utilize your advantage the best. It doesn't put you in a position where you can be like, okay, the good start I got just keeps making my game get better and better. Oh, might have a bushwhack. This is dangerous. Distrees not gonna be able to find the bushwhack just yet. The core doesn't connect, but there's gonna be the bushwhack onto Alacrity. They've got him. They've killed him. Easy catch, easy kill. The whole team present for this one, and they're not done just yet. They come across In Your Dream, who's turning his attention towards Moon. Winter's Curse will prevent him from running down the sledge rack, and now KYXY looking for the blink call. Will he be able to get it? Rather gonna go for Mizu, and VT Faded will help clean that one up. Distrees, Akon shot with the bushwhack onto Yokam, and this will be a dead Phoenix. Culling Blade from KYXY puts the Phoenix in the grave too. Perfect fight here, and this is what I'm talking about. You saw when this In Your Dream Lifestealer, despite the damage he was dishing out to Moon's Leshrac, Moon literally just walked away from him. And In Your Dream was like, shit, if I don't kill him in like 3 swipes, I have to start backing. But he couldn't back either because he found himself getting Winter's Cursed. Fortunately for him, there were other priority targets in the fight that they decided to focus on. But it's pretty much what happened there. A harbinger of things to come in the sense that they'll be able to more or less ignore Lifestealer. Winter's curse him and ignore him. Loki, I suppose the rationale of having the off-lane Pugna here was that you get a very good lane versus the PL, which he did, and you're able to group up with the rest of the squad, get behind the Pugna, move together as a unit and push down towers. The problem is, it's difficult to do that when these heroes from the side of Team D will never let you for free. You'll have to kill them first, so you have to actually take fights. It's hard to take fights as they are right now. And then after this early laning phase, now that you've only built Dagon on Mizu, you were laning against VT Faded, but now that VT Faded has access to the Diffusal Blade, you're actually a liability now as Pugna with just Dagon. If you had like Yules or something, maybe. Or even Meme Hammer could have been a little bit better, but just Dagon? What does PL have to fear with Diffusal Blade versus a Dagon Pugna? Invoker went for Hand of Midas, so he's not going to be getting his next item to be effective in the game anytime soon. Paulison, at the very least, does have enough gold almost for the Blink Dagger, so he can't afford to die here. Dude, if he died here with 10 gold short of Blink, that would be... I would actually cry for him. But he might actually be involved in getting a kill instead. Tornado going forward. Paulison, Bioblink, 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 Bioblink. Alacrity, maybe about to die here and indeed about to lose his life. And he's gonna tumble. Punlo, Winter's Curse, it comes out. It lands in a beautiful fashion onto Mizu, who's gonna die here. Paulison called. Paulison did at least buy the Blink Dagger before dying. But they go for a fight and it ends up going horrendously for them. The funny thing about that is that Team D wasn't even looking for that fight. Moon was just in the vicinity, trying to search maybe for a split earth. At the same time, VT Faded was looking for Roche. But they're like, oh well, okay, fight's coming, let's go. Easy fight. Yet again, a situation where even if In Your Dream showed up perfectly in full health, what was he gonna do there to help his team out? And we saw he showed up. All he did was provide damage against the Winter's Curse and kill Mizu even faster. Such a sick game, honestly, from the side of Team D. They're doing so well. Now, with using this Aegis, they want to turn their attention towards the tier 2 tower in the top lane. SNY, Diffusal Blade, Aghanim, or Aegis of the Immortal available for VT Faded. Moon building into the Sanj and Kaya. Oh, Bushwhack catches Yokam during the Icarus dive, so that's going to allow them to easily bring down this Phoenix. They're going to try and make this big rotation towards the top side of the map because they have buyback on the Phoenix. Invoker already nearby. Blink Dagger up on the Lion. They're desperate and thinking that they want to fight somewhere. Paulison sadly getting caught by the Winter's Curse. That is awful. He is the Blink Dagger. That is their initiation. They can't take a fight now because there's going to be the call onto the Lifestealer. Bushwhack keeps him in position. In Your Dream able to come out with the Rage trying to chase down KYXY. VT faded now with the illusions. Can they get this grab onto the Lifestealer? He tries to escape using the Infest. Infest will allow them to at least get one kill onto the Aegis Life, but afterwards it's going to be a call onto Lifestealer. He's going to be gone for sure. They claim the axe at the very least as a consolation kill. Mizu gets something out of this, but losing the Lifestealer, definitely not worth it at the end of the day. Tier 2 tower still does stay standing. 322 HP. Lel. That's a lot of gold Mizu got though, to be fair. Kind of how far behind they are at this point that the Pugner getting that one solitary kill gave him that much net worth. Sadly, VT faded. He didn't die in that fight, getting closer towards having this harder Tarrasque, even though he does lose the Aegis. And he's only now going to decide to buy the Agnum Shard, which is going to present major difficulties. Alacrity? Dude? Okay, that happened. That happened. VC faded. Fighting against the Lifestealer now. There is going to be the Yokam Sunray, which is making life very problematic. Ponlo was looking for Yokam, couldn't find him with the Winter's Curse, nor could he get close enough for the Cold Embrace. And PL ends up dying there. Okay, the tip has to go in the opposite direction. I feel like after you get that kill, as in Your Dream, you make a major tip. So right now, pre-hot, PL isn't strong enough to stand versus Lifestealer with Maelstrom and with Sunray in the background. A nice shot in the arm for the GXR lineup. Mizu indeed committed for the full Dagon build. Dagon 4, I imagine, is being ferried over on the courier. Their burst damage itself isn't the most impressive on the side of GXR, so I suppose this will help. Between the Dagon and the Lion Finger of Death, heroes will die in very short order. But does mean that this hero is quite squishy. They still lack on several fronts on initiation. Now that he has shard, VT faded first wants the Aether Lens before he goes in for the full Heart of Tarrasque, which is the build, to be fair, so this is the right thing to do. This is also something that should be nerfed. We've all been talking in these last couple of weeks about expected changes to the patch. KYXY get the catch onto In Your Dream. Yokam will try use Supernova potentially as a save here, and it actually might work. Supernova will pop. It doesn't stun anybody, sadly though. They did get a nice split earth with catches Paulison. KYXY yet again with the core fighting two heroes. Split earth on the two. Bushwhack catches Alacrity. They manage to kill the Invoker, and who will they chase for now? Mizu does get the blast through all these illusions, so he does stay standing for now. Lifestealer trying to chase back onto Moon, but Moon just forced off away from the Lifestealer. VT faded though, taking too much damage from In Your Dream, who has the Mjolnir, so the static charge becoming a little bit of a problem in that fight. They lose the Lifestealer, or the PL to the Lifestealer. Ponlo trying to fly away right now. Flap, flap, flap. Will he survive? No, he will not. Yokam with the full burst down on the Sunray whilst the Dagon head comes out is going to be enough damage to kill Ponlo. Another decent fight for GXR. Despite losing the Invoker, they do not lose Lifestealer. They get the kill onto the PL instead. That's actually twice now that PL dies. And it looks so good for them, that fight. The Aether Lens with the shard was bouncing around so well. They got the split earth onto several heroes. There was a bushwhack and everything. But VT faded ultimately, just not tanky enough to deal with the Lifestealer. Speaking of tankability, can they catch KYXY here? Does have the Manta with the shot, looking for BKB next as the build. Still maintaining very high presence on the net worth charts. All the core heroes are really on the side of Team D. Where they're really struggling, honestly, is just having necessary damage to kill in your dream. In your dream has actually just been carrying them by himself so far. It's been amazing to watch. Going for the Eye of Skadi next. Still far from the heart on PL. He's actually going to turn his attention towards Octarine instead. I suppose when you see that when your opponent wants to go for Skadi, this might be a bit better. The main thing though, they're just struggling to know what's the best way to approach these fights with the Lifestealer. Farm lead still in the hands of Team D, and there's still the additional concern that their scaling is better than GXR's. GXR does have some decent scaling, but Leshrac PLX feel like they scale infinitely. Although this Lifestealer hero, there have been these games where as Lifestealer you do get to that ultra raid boss point, especially when you get into the ultra late game. Level 25 plus, 40 minutes plus, then this Lifestealer hero can be pretty difficult to deal with. Smoke up from GXR, they blink forward, they get the catch out onto VT Faded, but Paulison will immediately get caught and killed afterwards. They try to get this grab onto Mizu. Winter's Curse thrown out, Mizu will die. Winter's Curse might actually end up killing Alacrity. Alacrity gets kept alive by the Infest from the Lifestealer. Moon in trouble, BKB has expired. KYXY go with the jump in onto Lifestealer. Yocam is still alive, so they haven't managed to kill the Phoenix just yet, but with the Split Earth onto In Your Dream, do they finally have the damage? Yes, they do. Lifestealer gone with the Culling Blade. Alacrity now suddenly isolated on the high ground, and he'll be surrounded and killed. Ironically enough, the Phoenix, who was trying to chase and burn down onto Moon, ends up being the only survivor of this fight. Brilliantly done by the side of Team D. GXR, they're the ones that came up the hill for this engagement, and it ends up going quite badly for them. I think the main issue is that they did not have adequate vision of the axe. If you don't know what KYXY is, you don't have effective counter initiation for his counter initiation. You saw that they were not prepared for that follow-up jump call. They weren't prepared for Ponlo's Winter's Curse. Hell, they weren't even prepared to keep Mizu by himself alive on the side of the fight. It just all went to tatters in a hurry. Now here they are losing the tier 2 tower in this mid lane. Oh, VT Faded. Alright. They will not lose this tier 2 tower because after that kill there's not enough damage. 52 HP, it stays alive even through the Diabolic Edict. Backdoor protection does its job. So Paulison at the very least, dude, I feel bad for VT Faded actually. There's been so many situations like that in this game. I think only like one of his deaths has felt like his fault. That death, the first death bottom sort of felt like his fault. But the deaths afterwards have just been kind of hilarious. Like a comedy of errors of like, really? Seriously? This is how I die? Okay, wait, no, this on top. This on top. He shouldn't have died here. But Ponlo was here too, so maybe they share responsibility. Either way, that time around it really wasn't his fault. Like Sunstrike, Dagon, Finger of Death. Lol, dude. How are you supposed to know that was all coming? KYXY waiting for Ponlo to get closer. They want to potentially jump Alacrity here. Do they have the capability of getting this kill? They're gonna try for it. The jump, the kill, easy chop. And they spring the trap that was set up in the top lane. Well done here.
Money changes hands.
Generally, the Lifestealer can outcarry the PL, right? When you get to that ultra late portion of the game, like we were talking about earlier. The issue is firstly getting there, and once he gets there, he'll have scaled to that point in the game by himself. Aegis of the Immortal now in play. PL has an Octarine core. So the thing is, they also have access now, if they get this Aegis, to several really good shards, right? Either the Winter Wyvern shard to get you that super cool Cold Embrace, either the OP Split Earth, And we have a fight here. Supernova pop. They want to try jump in. Winter's Curse. Ponlo make space for them. It's going to easily set up for KYXY. Doesn't get the call. Supernova pops first before the ball can come out. Politan gets off the split earth, but it's not going to be good enough. Core finally out from KYXY to drag back the Lifestealer, but Lifestealer able to go back towards VT Faded, who loses the Aegis life thanks to a Dagon hit here. Fighting in front of the Nether Ward. VT Faded, can he be kept alive here? They finally destroy the Nether Ward, getting away from the EMP. Not the best positioning here from the side of Team D. They end up losing the Aegis really for nothing. Alright, VT Faded, sorry bro, I can't protect you. That time it's all on you. The team sort of had some miscommunication. They weren't certain if they wanted to use the core when, if they wanted to dive deeper on the fight with the whole team or retreat away from the Supernova. The indecision ends up hurting them quite badly at the end. Despite Yokam using the Supernova a bit preemptively, they could have all just fled from Team D and it would have been fine, but ultimately end up losing the Aegis, but they still maintain control of the cheese sitting in the inventory of Moon, as well as having access to the Aghanim Shard, so they did give him the nice split earth. That's certainly gonna help a lot versus Lifestealer. So in your dream, I'm actually wondering, at some point in this game you might need BKB. Even with the extra duration at level 25 on the Rage, I think you might still need BKB. This additional split earth is just so annoying. So annoying. And the duration in between Rage procs is a little bit long. Even once you get the upgraded Rage, you don't have complete maximum uptime. So it hinders your mobility in the middle of these fights. And if he's mobile, we've seen that if he's able to stick onto the PL, he's able to help deal with them. Mjolnir with the Sunray does make a difference. And now they also have access to the Eye of Skadi as well. The enemy team though is smoked up. Oh no, in your dream. Oh no, this is not great. This is not great. His Rage is up now. There's the jump in. Yokam helping out with the split earth. Oh, nice. Polison with the finger of death brings down Ponlo before they can be a Winter's Curse. Yokam using the Supernova very early on to avoid dying here. Forces Team D to retreat away from this. Now they have to run though from GXR. Cole, KYXY finds Mizu. Mizu, why didn't you retreat with your team? They've gotten the chop onto Mizu. They have to run because Ponlo also brought back, so they have the numerical advantage. In your dream, slowed down by the diffuser blade. Who's Ponlo gonna find with the curse? He gets Polison. That's just gonna allow them to surround and kill the Lifestealer. But in your dream, why weren't you fleeing this entire time? Now he's gonna find himself getting stuck back in, called by KYXY. Absolutely no possibility of taking this fight. He tries to rage and run away, but there's the first split earth. It's gonna repeat soon. In your dream, what can you do about this? Pretty much nothing. And Joker did buy back, hoping that the Sunray helps to kill at least somebody. It will not. Yokam, even with the Sunray and the Sunstrike from the heavens, they just don't have the damage. VC Faded. Instead, gonna walk away with a double kill from this fight. You hate to see it when teams get baited in by their opponents having such low HP. It ends up happening. They end up losing the fight, and GXR get wiped from the map. Die back on the Invoker to make matters worse. And no buybacks either. At all. A full minute with no Invoker, no Lifestealer. Even with Pugna, they can't defend this lane of Rax. Tier 3 tower being under siege right now. 4 seconds until we have the Diabolic Edict ready to go again. Polython, you can't even do anything with your spells, my friend, because the jump in from KYXY. Also, I love that KYXY recognizes that to jump in on Pugna or Lifestealer, use BKB. It's already down to 6 seconds. It doesn't actually matter about the length of BKB on the axe. It's more about just being able to successfully secure the initiation. We saw him do the same thing to Mizu in that last fight to great effect. And now with one lane of Rax down, they're looking to secure 2 of them. And they will be able to do so. Melee Rax will fall. Polison does buy back. Ponlo will be left behind as a sacrifice here. They try to look for a Sunstrike. Nobody's in the position. And they make out like bandits. Lane of Rax completed in the bottom lane. The melee Rax taken in the top. And it seems honestly like we are cresting towards the end of this game right now. 22k gold lead for Team D with experience inching towards 30. Oof, 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 oof.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, yay, my sister's awake. My sister is awake. Yay, yay. BT faded. Might get caught here by Paulison. Paulison does get the Hex out, but there's not enough damage now. BT faded is really strong. Yocam dies with a sharpshooter as well. No possibility of using the supernova there. I'm somewhat surprised they came to the same place for this fight. Paulison, lol. I love how you're trying to hide with the Shadow Amulet, but they had the sentry down. Oh man, that's definitely worth the tip. Yeah, that's worth the tip. That's hilarious. Well,
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Dire Tower gets taken out in the mid lane. VT faded. Hot, Octarine, SNY, all the good stuff. Bottom lane, they catch In Your Dream as well. We'll be able to make it back to the base at the very least. But, okay, they don't care. Team D, that's where they want him. So they can freely take the tier 3 tower. Not concerned about this lifestealer. And tier 3 has fallen. The final Rax stands between them and Megas. So Lifestealer will be able to get off the rage to prevent getting split earth, but he can do nothing to help him against the call. And now, can he escape this fight is the question. He tries to infest and run away. The additional split earth catches him, and that's going to be that for VT. Faded getting the kill onto In Your Dream. No buyback still from the Lifestealer. And I believe the game should conclude now. Oh, but there's still these range racks up, by the way. I don't think it matters. At this point, honestly, I would be calling GG. It is pretty apparent the direction that this game is going right now. Virtually no way for them to come back into this one. VT faded. In now, onto the final tier 4 tower. KYXY, will he be able to find a big jump call? Will they get one more huge Winter's Curse? Let's see what they've got here. KYXY. I'm watching this Axe. He's been the one to make these huge jumps for his team. And they're preventing him from using the Blink Dagger, trying to disable it right now. And jump in. Is there going to be a supernova? They just throw out the triple meteors because it doesn't matter. KYXY getting burnt to disable the Blink. But look at this. They're just hitting the racks. They're like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? If we can't jump you, okay, we're just gonna have VT faded and Moon hit onto this final racks. Ponlo, Waft Winter's Curse onto this Invoker, which catches Paulison before he can make a jump forward. And Team D will destroy the Ancient. The game will end. GG, well played is called. Woof. You love to see it. That was some good dodo, man. That was some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Ultimately, the way that this game panned out for them, I will definitely say that it feels like GXR would never have been able to really win this game easily. Like, it would have needed some mistakes as well from Team D for them to get this dub here. It's just really difficult with their heroes. They don't have much initiation. All they had was Lifesteal or the Lion. Literally, once Lion got Blink, that's it. That's how they were initiating their fights. If they didn't get a Blink initiation, they didn't get fights. And you just can't win a Dota 2 game like that anymore. You need to have a hero, or either more than one way to start the fight, or a guaranteed way to start the fight. Team D, on the back of KYXY as well, did a phenomenal job in this game. But I want to say, actually, KYXY gets the putting in work, yo. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Subscribers, y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to do. If you've subbed on this channel, you know what it is. KYXY. Legend. Gets the dub here. And the 21% of y'all that had enough faith to bet on Team D, rewarded kindly by finding this dub. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So now that game 1 is over, game 1 is finished, do definitely think that coming into game 2, GXR are the team that's playing on the back foot, not just in terms of what happened on the map, but what happened in the draft. So they're the team that needs to adapt the most. It wasn't a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination from Team D, right? But certainly a game that has them a cut above what was on offer here from GXR. And also, now that they've gotten this victory for the side of Team D, they have no matter what, it's no longer possible for them to not make it to the playoffs. So congratulations for them. What's the score like actually? They were 3-3, right? So if they won this game, they're now 4-3 in terms of map advantage. So technically they're second. They are being beaten out by, I believe, Neon as well as MTG, who both have points above them. But obviously that series is still to come. It's not determined exactly what the result is there. But Team D, no matter what, they will be playing the playoffs. Congratulations to them. Now we see GXR, if they'll be avoiding relegation. Because like I said earlier, all they need is one win and they're in the clear for the most part. A loss puts them at the same amount of points as Lil Gun, 1-5, which means both of them are sort of relying on their final games. Lil Gun plays Neon last, GXR plays MTG last. Yeah, not fun, not fun. So for GXR, they need the next game. Let's see if they can get it. So, I'm going to take a small break while the teams get ready for game number 2. In the meantime, make sure that you're following the stream if you haven't already. If you have and you're enjoying yourself, you're having a fun time, consider becoming a supporter. You can decide to become a subscriber right here on Twitch by hitting that big purple button underneath the stream. You can decide to become a donator like Miguel and the Beast, who's made a young donation right here. Shout out to you, comrade. Or you can decide to become a patron on patreon.com. All the information for that stuff is underneath the stream. Look in the about on the stream page and you'll see what's up. Anyway, we're now going to go on a break. We'll be back with some more action, so do not go anywhere. And we'll continue with some more Dota 2 action.
talking take us so far, broken down heart, like strung out old stars, plain talking served us so well. We traveled through hell, know how we felt.
Ladies, gentlemen, and my NB comrades, what's good? What's up? Welcome back. We're a little bit late in the draft on this one, so we'll kick it off quickly. It's your boy Snare. You already know what it is. That's why you're here. Got ourselves game 2 of the PNXBET Invitationals between Team D and GXR. One of these two squads is going to be walking away with real possibility of elimination. Well, not really. Team D is safe. GXR, if they lose this game, then it's done. That's curtains. They are most certainly going to be playing for a relegation when they play up against the MTG at some point in the future. They need to have a good draft. This has to go well for them. This cannot go badly. So let's see what happens. GXR, they're playing on a Radiant side. Got Team D on the Dire, so role swap as a result. First pick went the way of Team D this time around. Hoodwink still secured early, with bans on Magnus and Broodmother still being maintained. GXR shift focus and decide to pick the Puck in the first phase here. So Puck early, Phoenix early. Alright, we got this. We see what's happening. Team D will now pick up the Dragon Knight. Young Davion is out here, is in the cut, is in the hood. I like DK Marana a lot. I've actually started to sour a bit more on just the DK every single game. We'll have to see exactly how they utilize it. On the bright side, they do have a lot of stuns with this. GXR go for the Undying next phase, Undying Spectre. So they're really over relying on Alacrity on this Puck to just pretty much do the whole game for them. Like, he's all their team fight. If they don't get a good Dream Coil, how on earth do they ensure that Supernova triggers? How on earth do they keep heroes near the Tombstone? How on earth do they ensure that the Spectre is able to go off and have a good game? Yo, also, don't they just pick Ancient Apparition right now? Yo, dude. Ursa AA seems so based. The Anti-Mage ban. Why did they ban Anti-Mage? I mean, Spectre... When you play Spectre into AM, it's like... It's one of these matchups where you're not afraid of the Anti-Mage, right? By any real stretch of the imagination. But it makes the game frustrating. And Puck doesn't like to play against a hero that just bursts away all of her mana in one go. But at the same time, Puck is also quite decent against Anti-Mage. I actually don't know, if I'm honest. I don't know why they ban Anti-Mage here. We'll have to see with like their last pick. Maybe they have another idea, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I actually don't know why they banned the AM. I mean, like I said, right, it's really good against Spectre. That's the only thing though, but Puck deals with it quite well. I suppose they don't want to lose Undying Tombstone, and I don't know. Hello. Another great thing about casting for yourself, you don't have to worry when people show up. Ha! About being like, stay off camera. Hey, how are you? Okay, I'm good, my love. But yeah, Jareen, the only rationale I can imagine for the AM ban is to protect Spectre. Like the Juggernaut ban does the same kind of thing, right? All three of these carry bans are Spectre protecting. At the same time, I would have rather banned Ursa over banning Jug in this situation. But I suppose you're playing with Puck, so... okay, now I'm sort of understanding, right? You need to ban Lifestealer and Juggernaut in order to make sure that you keep Puck in a good position, because she doesn't want to be playing against these magic resist heroes. And you also want to make sure you ban a hero that Spectre doesn't want to play against. AM is one of those heroes. Ursa is... it's like the 4th hero. You would have banned Ursa next, I think, but... what can you do? You can't ban everything. You have to pick your poison. That being said though, all of this poison sucks because it's all high attack speed, which is good against the Tombstone. It's all heroes that play well into the Spectre. Spectre does have that additional heal component though from this Phoenix behind her, so that's going to make quite a huge difference. Still though, they are wholly over-reliant on this Puck and what the Puck is able to provide the game. Team D, what's going to be the last hero pick here? Undying taken out, Tidehunter taken out. On the other side, they remove Venomancer and the Pugna. They should have actually just left these heroes in. Okay, maybe not Veno. Sucks playing Veno in the lane versus Ursa. Or as Ursa, rather. Excelsior! Hello! Hello, what's up, Excelsior? How you doing? Wait, just high on Ukrainian. What are you talking about? Oh no, we banned pretty much every other language except English. We had to do it for various reasons. Most of them racist, but yeah, you know. As in to cut down on racism that was happening. Effective moderation can only really happen when you're aware of what people are saying, and it is what it is, yeah. For the sake of avoiding abuse, what else could we do? Team D have won the game. I feel like you love being in this position in a draft, right? Where you actually don't need to do much with your last pick. You just need a hero that deals with the game winner on the other side. And they get Viper. This could even be 5 position Viper. They just need Nether Toxin. Yeah, I would actually rather run 5 Viper. Okay, never mind. They're gonna let Ponlo be the one that plays the Lina. I think it would have been fine for the Viper in the 5 position, given that all that you really need from this hero is Nether Toxin and the poison. Like if you get one ultimate down onto Spec or onto Phoenix or Puck in the fight and you drop down Nether Toxin elsewhere, you're happy. You've done what you needed to do. I think that the Lina could have played a really fast game and they could have gotten a lot more out of Alacrity, or rather out of challenging Alacrity in the mid lane by playing Lina. Of course, DK is one of these heroes that's played off lane every other game, so I would not have minded having Hoodwink Viper as my support duo. Nonetheless, this support duo that they have now they have stuns in pretty much every lane. They've got some decent magic damage from the support role. And it does mean that this Viper can get pretty far ahead by the earlier... This is a lot of ATOS game, it feels like, right? I'm not sure. I haven't actually seen this offlane Viper in a while. So... Oh, I haven't seen it win in a... Let's put it that way. I'm not sure what like the actual most effective build on the hero is. I like Team D's draft. I like Team D. Wait, what? Abuse rules. Actually, it's my problems because I'm understand EU. What are you talking about, fam? Yeah, please elaborate. Please elaborate. I mean, doggy, yo, listen, man. Given some of the things I've seen in chat from Eastern Europeans, yes, it definitely is my fault for being born in the continent, apparently, of crime and low IQ. That's on me. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry that I have so much non-Europeanness in my DNA. That's on me. I'll try to do better next time. I'm sorry. So, here we go. Game 2. We're in this right now. Team D 2-0. Let's go. 2-0. Let's go. 2-0. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ironically enough, actually, Harold, I sometimes wouldn't have minded that much if they left the AM in to go for the Darkseer pick, because then you get a super strong illusion out of it. I'm actually kind of perplexed by the Darkseer. It obviously will help give in your dream the bonus Ion Shell. Most likely this is an Agnum's build this game for Mizu, so that you can make sure that the bonus HP is applied to in your dream, with the bonus magic damage in all directions. Huge vacuum combos, either to set up from or to set up for the Dream Coil from Alacrity.
A game of some sort?
And of course also in your dream can haunt on everybody. The damage in the game between the Sunray, Ion Shot is quite a lot. However, we still have this issue. Okay, let's imagine a world where Alacrity isn't the one that starts the fight for them. He's not jumping in and finding initiation. Then it kind of still feels like game 1 where they have difficulties running into the opponent. These are not easy heroes to run into, right? DK, Viper, Ursa. You do not want to go into them without some kind of decent plan. They don't have heroes like Ancient Apparition, so their burst on these tanky targets will rely on these fights taking a while, and on these supports to have a very high impact. They'll need the Sunray from Yokam to channel for quite a while. They'll need these decay stacks from Polison to be effective in the game. So, not the easiest state of affairs for GXR. We'll see how they go, how they fare. We do see that they managed to prevent Ponlo from blocking the pool camp. So, Polison got there first. Will Ponlo block the camp and get the ward denied? No, he will not. Polison, of course, has the sentry, so should be able to get this D-ward. Nice. So, Panlo will not be able to offer the best impact in this lane for a while. His main priority will be trying to harass back Polison. If he leaves the lane alone, KYXY can do a really good job versus the Spectre. Like past level 3, dude, this lane sucks. It's so not fun to play. Like legitimately anti-fun for the Spectre if she's left 1v1 versus Viper. So it'll be on Polison to make sure that that is not the case and she actually has space to farm the lane. Middle. DK versus oh god. Alright, I know I said the previous game had a boring laning phase, Leshrac versus Invoker, but good god, is there anything more boring than DK lanes, especially in the mid lane? At least like DK side lanes, there's a chance, you know, maybe Dragon Tail into a stun or something, but mid, boring as hell, man. Let's not even bother looking. Mizu in the top lane. This is the hero where I think they need to focus the most on getting them a good start. This Doxia will help them open up the map. They'll need good items out of the hero, especially since he won't be participating in the forward initiation. Englandberg. Lol. I wonder what build VT Faded is going to go for in this game. For the most part, it's been the Diffusal, but in recent times, I've seen slight re-emergence of the full Battle Fury. I'm not a fan of said re-emergence, but nonetheless, it's taking place. Obviously, for the Spectre, her build is where it's actually more interesting. I saw a post the other day on Twitter about the variability of this hero's builds, and they kind of had a point. You can build so many effective things on this hero. It could be Echo Saber, could be the Blade Mail, it could be Manta, it could be Rads. In this game, it feels like, oh, well, Bundle actually might end up getting run down here. Tombstone committed by Polison to try to run down this Lina. Magic Stick popped. LSA will connect. She's trying to just take out these little zombies and then pops the Fairy Fire to be able to run away on the high ground. That was really exciting actually for the battle between the 5 positions here. Panlo ends up living, even drawing out the Tombstone committal from Polison. The thing is, for me, the big thing isn't the fact that they drew out the Tombstone. It's that they forced Polison to be in a position where he's out of mana. Without mana, Undying is literally not a useful hero in the lane. So KYXY will have a free time despite the fact that Pondo was forced all the way back to base. Let's take a look at the boring lane. Moon, 18 CS, Alacrity on 14. Everyone full HP. Level 5 up for Moon though, so winning out on the experience. One thing that I'm really liking about what GXR are doing though is they're making sure that they're not like sacking any of these lanes unnecessarily. Mizu's being left alone in the top lane, but only because VT Faded is alone and Yokan can get more done elsewhere on the map. Doxia certainly had his good start. Do still think this is an Aghanim's game. Maybe like Aghanim's GG Boots. That feels like a pretty good build. Middle. Ooh, they almost got the kill onto Alacrity and they succeed in doing so. Dragon Tail stun into what I presume was Bushwhack. Enables them to find a kill onto the puck. And that's first blood as well for Moon. Are you kidding me? 5-minute first blood. It's not just a big deal because of when the first blood happened, but the heroes involved. Oh boy. Oh boy. At the very least, Yokam is able to keep the streets from getting back easily into the lane. On low. Playing around with Polison might actually end up dying here. Needs to be a bit careful. Few seconds until LSA is back online. Here's the Viper. Viper's gonna help them maybe kill Polison. Yeah, Polison's gone. Polison's gone. Bye bye. And now, not only does Pondo get the level 3 that he was lacking a moment ago, they've also managed to force In Your Dream off the lane. KYXY will now have a free time here. Going for the early power treads, of course. I'm just thinking, what is the build? What is the build? Who plays Viper here in the off lane? Any offlane Viper players in chat? Let me know. What's the build for this game? Viper, they didn't go for it. They went for the kill instead of going for the push on the wagon. Dreamcoil committed in the mid lane now onto the Dragon Knight. Moon, DK form finished. Oh my god, Invis rune, is it gonna save him? Yes, it will. No, it won't. Okay. It almost did, but they had the Sentry Ward ready to throw down. That would have been a disgusting escape had he managed to do so. But the Streets tried his best to save him with the Bushwhack. Not going to be able to do so. Puck will just be happy to have gotten that kill. Alacrity, insistent. You know, we were talking about it in the previous game. And I was talking about when I think Dagon is appropriate. And I don't mind seeing Dagon after Blink, after Witchblade, for example, on Puck. That's not so bad, but I do kind of mind seeing Dagon being queued up this early on. I do understand though, right? They're playing against these heroes that have so high HP pools that they're worried about their capability of bursting them down. But I don't know if queuing Dagon this early on is necessarily the option. Especially since he's building it heads up. Crown already purchased. Personally, not a fan, especially given that they're going to have both damage and initiation problems that the Dagon in and of itself won't fix. We'll see though. It also depends on what Darkseer is building. Well, Darkseer is helping to get a kill onto Ponlo. So that's some decent scratch that goes into the back pocket. Brown boots now acquired, so we'll see the build up towards... I mean, it has to be GG boost this game. I can't imagine playing a game without that. Like a game against Viper without GG boots. Nah. Given the heroes involved, I don't think they need a Pipe of Insights, although they might want one. Swant into the mid lane. They're looking for Moon, and they're committing a lot for this. Ponlo, beautiful LSA onto multiple heroes. Still though, vacuum back onto Ponlo as Moon and KYXY will kill the DK as well as the Lina. But now VT Faded has shown up to try and force this fight through as well. They get the quick kill onto the Undying. Everybody from Team D made their way towards the mid lane because everybody from GXR tried to force through this initiation. And they do get the fight and the kill onto DK, but I'm questioning the utility of this. They had to commit literally everything, right? Haunt, Tombstone, the Dreamcoil. The only thing they didn't commit was Supernova from Yokam. And ultimately, yes, they do get the kill onto Moon, but nothing else really. The status quo on the rest of the map stays exactly the same, except now they don't have ultimates. I'm not always a fan of moves like that. Sometimes, if any of you are chess players, you'll know just how bad it can be to make a move that doesn't actually develop your pieces on the board. And that felt to me like a situation like that. Also, we can see now the lack of disable. I can already see how it's going to start becoming a problem. Even in situations where, say, VT Faded isn't in the best position. Because it's hard to catch him and force him to stay there. I doubt it'll be that easy for them to continually punish when they find themselves in good positions this game for GXR. It feels like every single fight needs them to overcommit to get kills, so maybe Phoenix buys like Spirit Vessel, that might help. Will take a while to get there, but might be a requirement. Not a fan of the ult personally on Phoenix. Or rather, not a fan of Yules first. I think there are better items that Phoenix can get. We haven't seen any of the... Oh, Dreamcoil. We just had a fight right here. What the hell? Vacuum. Some deja vu going on here. KYXY in the midst of the fray, eating the damage alone on this Viper. And several heroes yet again inside this vacuum. Ponlo dead in the same position. Double kill for Politan. Will they be able to find some revenge here? VT Faded trying to catch up, but now realizing that he needs to get the hell out of here. Attempting to run away now. Will be able to do so thanks to the Enrage protection. But kind of hilarious that the fight happened in literally the exact same place. The Johnny. Wait, what? What's going on? Oh, good pipe game. Do you have to go? Okay. Take it easy, Johnny. After Blink travels. No. Nah, fam, he's rushing this Dagon, right? He's rushing this Dagon. That's my consideration and concern here. I'm not necessarily a fan of this, personally, but Alacrity's doing it. That's the plan. That's the intention. None of the tier 1 towers have been sieged upon early. Mizu will still make the lane swap as in your dream. Move towards the top side of the map, finishing off the Echo Saber right now. Should be flying in off the courier any moment now. And they commit the Dream Coil onto KYXY. They should be able to lead into a kill onto this Viper. Spectral Dagger will find him behind the tower. Though he drops the Nether Toxin, there's absolutely no way that KYXY can protect himself. He'll take a tumble. Their push potential is kind of garbage on the side of GXR. It takes a long time for these structures to keel over. So with Alacrity and In Your Dream will have to spend more time than they want to on this push. At the same time, doesn't seem like the trade is going to be happening. No Siege Wagon down bottom, no DK down bottom, so the tower will stay alive. Moon is going to start making his way towards that side of the map now though. Right on time to try and add the additional pressure of the DK form. Actually, since VT Faded is going to take it, just heads up like this, I wonder if they're going to try and force through some damage onto the tier 2 tower. I usually see teams doing that if they have the DP rather than DK. A little bit safer to make that maneuver, but in this game, yeah, I think you just back off. Go back to your side of the map, just keep farming. Right now, GXR, Alacrity, saving a bunch of gold, so okay, somebody on the team might have yelled at him to buy Blink Dagger. Nope, never mind. Straight up, Dagon, okay. Alright, now let's see where this goes next. So they have to... The thing about buying Dagon as well, you kind of have to use it, right? You would hate to have bought Dagon and then you just spend the next few minutes on your side of the map not really doing anything. So the Dagons arrived. Do they have a smoke to utilize it with? Joe Camp does have one. They have Haunt back online. Spectre though is closing in on having a Yasha. So obviously she doesn't need to be involved. Would be nice to show up with that bonus damage, but not going to be a requirement for the time being. Mizu closing in on the Aghanim Scepter we spoke about earlier. Things looking quite good for GXR. They're getting to the point where they're going to be finding the necessary items that they need. Don't think they needed the Dagon, but whatever, they have it. We'll see what they do with it. Big items for me are going to be the full Yasha from the spec as well as the Aghanim Scepter. Don't think we're going to be getting this Yule Scepter before the next fight from Yokam. And of course we don't have anything coming in from Polison. Being hard sacked in this game feels bad. Smoke up now. Finally gonna commit for this. I want to utilize this Dagon. Didn't buy this item for nothing. Mizu not gonna be able to find a vacuum back onto Ponlo, so the Lina should be able to escape. None of these heroes are positioned close even to the mid lane. And the thing that sucks, they don't have like an easy ultimate like DP ult, DK ult, etc. to force these heroes to respond on middle. KYXY can just drop Nether Toxin and you will get ran on here, but I feel like I'm okay with this. If I'm KYXY, they haunt in for this, they drop the Tombstone, use Dream Coil, and they should still be able to get the tower, but it's still gonna take a long time for this push. Or even not, nope. There's no creeps on the wave. They just pop Fortification, VT Faded, clears out the Tombstone. Now they don't have Tombstone, they don't have Haunt, they don't have Dream Coil. Hell, they don't even have the Flesh Golem that they use from Polison. And KYXY is just... he's like, yes, gank me like that again, please. Also seems that they transitioned Ponlo into playing more of the farm position. I definitely prefer farm priority on Lina over farm priority on Hoodwink. If one of these heroes must be getting better farm. The mech on her is going to make a difference. Also, dude, everyone's so greedy this game. Moon is like, well, Puck's not buying Blink. Okay, I'm not buying Blink either. I'm going to go hand on Midas. And you know that this took looking at the inventory of the Puck because he actually had the gold. Like a minute or two ago, he literally had the money for this. I probably clicked on Puck and was like, ah, Dagon, okay, no Blink. So this game's going slow, huh? Okay, let's play a slow game. Top lane, VT Faded eviscerates Polison. TBH, alright, with this GXR lineup, I'm not really trying to play a slow game versus Ursa. Spectre's busy looking at this game like, you know, hey, I'm getting what I need, y'all. I've got this Echo Saber, Yasha's on the way. You know, life is good, but real talk, VT Faded is getting a bit too much, y'all. Can we do something about this? Remember, you're not just dealing with a clear matchup of Spectre versus Ursa. This is Spectre that will not have access to the dispersion in the middle of the fight because they have the KYXY Nether Toxin. And building the BKB after this D-Lance just to make sure that the spells will land in the midst of the fight. We're a long way away from having Aghanim Scepter from the puck, so no concern from her about BKB piercing disable. Just gonna quick up a pick kill on Distrees at the moment. Sadly, their own lineup is terrible at taking Roche, so even though they're in a fair side of the map right now, with everybody on Team D playing on the east, no possibility of getting that bonus objective. Hell, they don't even have the capability of getting this mid. Alacrity. Gonna try pushing through this mid lane. How much time have GXR spent playing around here? 4 heroes. They have to get this tower, but it's gonna take at least until the next wave of push. At least, if that. BKB being built up by this DK for Moon. We'll have the BKB Midas. Blink Dagger not that far away. Right now, Distrees, will he be able to find this D-Ward before dying? There's no easy stuns here unless the puck decides to utilize the Dream Coil, but Distrees is just going to distract them by running into the rest of the team. Keep them away from the rest of Team D. Found the D-Ward, gets brought down, and they're going to try for the Roche now. Alright. Everyone inside the pit. They know that it's 5v4 at present. They drop Tombstone. And their Roche push is still not the best, but with the double damage room, that makes things somewhat easier, right? Makes things a little bit nicer. And Puck might want to try and find Ponlo here. They pick up the Aegis. Ponlo, will he get haunted on? Yes, he will. In your dream coming in, might actually be able to haunt down more for VT Faded. Doesn't have any slows outside of the Spectral Dagger. And VT Faded just TP's out, knows that with the Dream Coil down and Darkseer not nearby, no way to cancel it. And is able to get out clean and clear. This will also allow GXR to claim the reward of this tier 1 tower middle. So despite how long some of these things are taking, for now Team D don't actually have the confidence or the strength to fight directly into GXR until they get these BKBs. VT Faded needs one, DK needs one. Once these arrive, then you have the ability to take some of these fights, but until they do, GXR will be free to have full control of most of the map. Well, except from VT Faded, because yeah, if you run into him and you're not Puck or the Spec or this Phoenix, yeah, you're just gonna die. Oh no. Gets an NSA onto Darkseer as he gets brought down. Moon does port top, but didn't buy Blink Dagger, remember? So it doesn't actually have an ability to try and find an opportunity for revenge. With the Lina down, it's a prime time to put some damage onto this tier 2. Even if it's a long shot to be able to actually claim it. Although both Musa and Alacrity respond very quickly towards the mid lane. They know that Moon might be trying to force through a push onto the tower. And they were hoping to be able to spring a trap on him. Moon does have the 9-second BKB. Triggers it out. Not happy that that's the first usage of the BKB, but happy not to be dead. So, it's fine. GXR looking for this tower. Things looking good still on the map. Still farming on all their heroes. They've managed to take the first Aegis away from the Ursa team. They've gotten the tier 1 tower middle before the team with DK gets it. Most of what they need is coming to fruition for them. However, things might start to change because the second BKB has just been picked up by the Ursa. Third one already available for KYXY, just arrived on the courier, so now suddenly a huge way that GXR have been forcing through these fights with all of these controlling spells will no longer be available in the engagement. I haven't really seen Team D try to take a fight since the skirmishes in the mid lane. Destrees has Scurry. He'll be able to get through the trees here. Do they have an ability to kill this Hoodwink? Illusory Orb forward. Dagon shots coming in from Alacrity. Blink Dagger now picked up by the Puck. So Blink with Dagon at 21 minutes. I mean, you only use Dagon for the first time, it feels like now. Doesn't feel the greatest, but whatever, it's fine. Speaking of Blink Daggers, Moon, somewhat regretful of not having one right there because Mizu was in position potentially to get brought down, but they lacked the ability to follow up with a stun. Mizu actually going to reveal their own Blink, jumping forward to try and get the vacuum back onto Moon. Sadly, no follow-up. Yokam, also Icarus dive forward. The LSA from Honlo will not connect to punish the Phoenix, so these heroes will just start to back away, slowly but surely. Still do not want to find themselves fighting into an Aegis. In Your Dream has this available for another 70 seconds still. Full Manta with the Echo Saber. Level 16 to boot as well. And In Your Dream, very, very strong right now. Other side, Alacrity. Just throwing out a Dagon onto Moon. Doesn't really matter. Dream Coil thrown onto the far side of the fight. Doesn't end up connecting onto Destrees as the Hoodwink able to escape away from this with the Scurry. Jerry, that's funny. Got relegated to play support. Wow. Oh, that's funny. GXR, happy with the control they're exerting on the map right now. Even despite these BKBs emerging from Team D, the way they're playing on the side of GXR and the fact that they've still already managed to get most of the map control before these BKBs emerged, it's not that easy of, cool, we just pick up BKB, we A-click the ground and suddenly the game is different. They've been playing better around the map, GXR. Now though, to deal with the Blink Dagger on Ursa, still another Blink coming from Moon. And we'll see how the game state changes at that point, because suddenly Team D will no longer be just waiting to absorb pressure. They can put some on of their own. We see GXR, Alacrity, getting the jump out onto Ponlo. They use the full Dream Coil out onto the Selena. Oh, Lina. The Blink Vacuum not going to be there in time from Mizu. And Ponlo manages to TP out to safety. Glimmer Cape. Whose Glimmer Cape was that actually? Okay, that was Destrees' Glimmer Cape. Destrees and the rest of the gang will smoke up here. They want to try and find a fight. They've got the double Blink Dagger. They're going to reveal them. They get the stun onto Yokam. They eviscerate the Phoenix. There will be no Supernova. Unfortunately for them, there's also double Blinks on the side of GXR. So Mizu and Alacrity will just skirt away to safety. Decent reveal. Maybe not the best target, but what can you do? Just simply make this work for yourself. Now though, they have that capability, and that's going to put a little bit of fear into GXR. Up until this point, they've had full freedom in the midst of the fight because of the lack of mobility on the side of Team D, and how insane their mobility advantage was. On the Puck, on the Spectre, on the Phoenix, on the Darkseer. Now there's double Blinks, triple BKBs, they still have Scurry. And Ponlo, gonna die here. End up getting brought down by Alacrity. Really, that's kind of like the thing of how there's no 5 position players in Southeast Asia. They're just bad for pos 4 players. Or washed up pos 4 players, basically. In Your Dream, about to finish the Eye of Scotty. Couple hundred gold away from picking up this item. Given the extremely high HP pools of the Ursa, of the DK, certainly an item that's going to make a big difference. I mean, Spectre herself is also really tanky right now. It does help that Team D already has Ursa as well as the Viper, so nobody has to buy Scotty, for example. I don't think they need a Spirit Vessel either. But In Your Dream, certainly a major threat. We'll see if the team decides to do something after picking up the Skadi. I don't think there's anything else they need to wait for, right? Lincoln's here is too far away from Alacrity to give it time. Oh god, Alacrity, oh my goodness, gets caught out badly, and so does Yokam. Jump forward to try and help, but just jumped into a bushwhack. Damn, Alacrity died really fast on that one. Oh god, they find in your dream. Dragon Tail start onto the Spectre. This is the one hero that they cannot afford to lose here. Trying to run away, they're going to turn their attention back towards Polison instead. VT Faded comes closer. Beautiful vacuum onto the high ground. Mizu cliff teases the entire team. BKB now popped as they just try to get out of here. VT Faded able to Earthshock onto the high ground. Moon forced to TP out to safety, and now with these lack of numbers, they're going to feel free to haunt back in to look for a potential kill. VT Faded is still trying to flee. KYXY finally pops his own BKB. Will be left behind the sacrificial lamb here. And as he dies, Mizu. God Mizu. God Mizu. Somebody please tell me you clipped that. What a player. If he doesn't get this vacuum on the high ground, they probably just kill Polison and then soon thereafter manage to run down In Your Dream, because In Your Dream didn't fully leave the fight initially. Fam, I don't understand this Alacrity item build, but Alacrity is out here. 5-2 and 8 so far. Been involved in 13 of his team's 15 kills. Regrettably, you know, was kind of dead right now, so couldn't be involved in the kill onto the Viper, but it is what it is. So GXR still making it work. They have the gold lead still, experience slightly in their in the favor of Team D, but it's very, very shallow of a lead on both sides. Jiri, that's exactly what it was. That is exactly what it was. Four star being built by the streets. We're getting a BKB from Ponlo eventually as well. And will they get an Aghanim Scepter eventually from Alacrity to deal with all of these BKBs? We'll have to see what he chooses to do, as there's a smoke now from Team D. VT Faded, potentially looking for the Roshan play. Oh no, In Your Dream running forward. They get the Dream Coil out onto the streets. The Hoodwink, not dead just yet though. Being protected somewhat by this Nether Toxin. VT Faded, trying to find where the Tombstone is. It's going to be a Dragon Tail stun out onto the docks here. Alacrity looking for Ponlo on the back of the fight. Yokam goes in with the Supernova. VT Faded with the Overpower, trying to destroy the egg. Does manage to kill it, but now isolated from the rest of the team. Ursa's going to get brought down. KYXY forced to TP out with the BKB active. And GXR managed to split the fight beautifully. VT Faded isolated from the rest of his team. That allows them to kill him. Alacrity by himself with Mizu, keeping the rest of Team D both isolated and killing Ponlo. And now GXR will not only win the fight, but take the second Rosh of the game. Aegis, Cheese, and the Shard taken here. And Mizu and Alacrity are bottom, killing the Moon Dargan Knight. Not done just yet. Alacrity able to get off the Dream Coil out onto the streets. The streets though, Bushwhack throws back the Darks here onto the tree, and the Sharpshooter will be able to find that kill. Haunts from In Your Dream will allow them to bring down the streets though. So some revenge attained there for the Darks here. But nonetheless, Moon dead again. Alacrity's just on a tear and on a roll this game. 6-2 and 10. What a player. Also, I believe they gave everything to the Spectre, but then they might have passed the cheese back to Puck. Yeah. Everything else is sitting on In Your Dream. Aegis, Shard, level 21 as well. In Your Dream, just a monster in this game. 5k net worth above that of this Ursa. And VT Faded just hasn't been able to keep up in this game. Hasn't actually had that large of an impact, right? 2-1 and 2 on the Ursa. In principle, yes, if you're on the Spectre alone, BKB active, the two of you are just brawling, especially if there's Nether Toxin available in that fight, then Spectre is just done for the day. But the way they've been able to split these fights, GXR have been playing really, really well. Wait a second. What nationality is Alacrity? I believe, like, is he Singaporean or is he Filipino? Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna quickly go check. Because I've seen Alacrity do well on puck, right? Hold on. Speaking of the puck, they've got court middle. Oh god, they're gonna be able to find this kill. Sharpshooter. Alright, small costless curse. That's on us. My bad. Sorry, Alacrity. Alacrity is Malaysian, right? Let's think. What other super cool Malaysian pucks are there? Nothing to say puck is also pretty incredible. Moon in the mid lane trying to get the damage out onto Polliston. Polliston will die, and they also remove the supernova from the fight. In your dream, he's on the high ground. He's been clipped. Now there's the nether toxin down. Ponlo finds the LSA. They'll prevent any movement and escape from the Spectre. That's going to be the Aegis taken away. KYXY nether toxin down again in 2 seconds. It's ready. It's down. Oh gosh, they buy back. Mizu gets a nice vacuum on the 3. They're trying to get In Your Dream out of this, but VT Faded and Moon are focusing the Spectre. Spectre cannot escape, but she haunts down to the other side of the fight, and KYXY gets brought down by his own illusions and the haunts from In Your Dream. In Your Dream jumping this way and that in the fight. Moon still going to be able to catch the Spectre. No escape for you, my friend, but there's going to be the Surge. They're doing everything in their power to allow In Your Dream to live, and it looks like they've succeeded. Massive commitment of resources. Mizu, just blink away, my friend. I don't know what's up here. In Your Dream coming back. In Your Dream actually gonna get the kill onto VT Faded with Mizu. The double ion shells, the damage from the Spectre. GXR just playing this game immaculately. Destrees also getting caught out. Polliston with the double kill on that one. 4 heroes fall at the end of the day, and Team D, despite being able to bring down this Aegis of the Immortal, despite the fight looking like it might go really well for them this time around, still goes south. GXR, 10k gold lead. Experience slowly but surely climbing in their favor, and now will spike up proper. We'll be heading north of the 5k mark right now. Dude, Mizu has just been on point this game. Honestly, this Doxia was a inspired pick in the draft. Mizu and Alacrity, between the two of them, sort of hard carrying this game, creating so much space for In Your Dream. 7-0-7, amazing scoreline for the Spectre, but has been given an opportunity to not have to do all that much in terms of needing to worry about death. Just show up and kill everybody. Wonderful. Best way to play Spectre. Dude, this Dogs here, hard carrying these fights, man. These illusions from the wall, from the normal punch, the ion shells, it's just all been going magnificently. Alacrity trying to chase Moon, and Dagon hit does nothing, but here comes In Your Dream. Here comes the damage from the Spectre. BKB will be required just to get out of here safely. They get the blink away. Glimmercape provided some additional cover as well. Alacrity wants someone to die here. No one will. One unfortunate thing though for Galaxy Racer, despite being in this dominant position, they still had to commit the Aegis for the previous fight. So In Your Dream will not have the ability to stick around for the double life. They'll need to wait for the next Roche before they want to go high ground. Well, provided that Team D don't take a bad fight outside the base. Spectre though, 7k net worth ahead these heroes on the side of Team D. Jeez. Also, VT Faded has literally not progressed since picking up the Blink Dagger. And that was like, what, 6 minutes ago? We'll have to see on the item chart timing when the game is over, but it's been rough times for this Ursa. Not been able to do much, not been able to farm much. And he needs to be able to keep up in farm. It's not just, oh sweet, Fury Swipes with Nether Toxin will take care of it. I still need the items to put fear into the heart of the Spectre. This Nullifier will help, but it also means that you do not have access to the buyback. So you need to be quite wary about an ensuing fight. As GXR were smoked up in the dire jungle. They will eventually retreat. Alacrity, ooh, they try to catch him. And Lincoln's Fear does help provide protection. Blinks into the Roshan pit, man. That was some sick puck play there from Alacrity. And everyone else gonna try and flee. Moon's gone. Ponlo should get caught and killed here. BKB, TP out, yeah. LSA, not gonna help you, sorry. Too much damage. Now's a BKB charge as well. I believe that's a 9-seconder, right? Yeah, yes it is. And that's also no buyback available to help you defend this high ground. In fact, if we look at the buybacks of Team D, they only have one on Distress and Moon. It's coming soon for the Lina, but everybody else a fair distance away. VT faded. Looking for this Aghanim shot as well to help him out in the game, but it's just complicated. It's complicated right now. Spectre's too big. Puck is at that point as well where not only is it virtually impossible to kill it, but getting closer towards the Aghanim Scepter, yeah. I still can't believe that the orientation and the order of this build is actually going to win the game, dude. That's amazing. Alacrity's out here, fam. Doing the right thing. Full Ags. There's 4 BKBs on the enemy team, so a full Aghanim Scepter certainly makes full sense. Mizu as well. I'm not sure I spoke about this, but the refresher available on this Darkseer was being built up a while ago. Double wall, yeah, double vacuum is what I'm really concerned about, given the effectiveness of Mizu with these vacuums in this game. But the double wall, we're not too far away from having level 25 either, so parallel wall will come into effect. They caught in your dream, but they're not going to be able to actually kill the spec. She just haunts out to safety. They might be able to bring down Ponlo though, and indeed the Lina will get brought down. KYXY trying to escape the fight. BKB TP out will be effective. Moon might not be so lucky though. BKB will be used. Can he flap his wings over the cliff with the Black Dragon? Yes he can. In your dream chasing though into the base. VT Fader jumping back in, but where's the lockdown? Bushwhack will come in. Distress looking for the sharpshooter shot. Will be able to throw it out. It's only gonna land onto the one hero in front of him though. Mizu blocks the damage. And VT Faded. Now forced back into the fight, looking for In Your Dream. In Your Dream actually might be in a bad position. They do manage to get the kill onto the DK, and with the help of Yokam, they're managing to get the escape on In Your Dream. KYXY burnt down as well by the Sunray. LSA did connect onto the puck, and there's no follow-up. And as they started to eliminate these heroes one by one, the threat level from Team D is just decreasing. Ursa's still alive though, so feels like a bit of a risky proposition to keep pushing onto the high ground. But they force through that fight, and oh, it's better. You don't have to push the high ground when the hero brings themselves to you on the low ground. There's the vacuum. Normal punch did come out. In Your Dream, looking for more here. Refresher on from Mizu, and the Dream Coil finally emerges from Alacrity. The 2 heroes left alive do die. I don't know why VT Faded left the base. Now that looks like game over. Rack's middle are being sieged. Tier 3 bottom is being sieged. Tier 2 top is being sieged. And GXR have controlled the whole map. They've controlled most of the fights, and here they are controlling the Team D base and about to secure themselves this victory. Team D already safe. They do not have to worry about finding themselves falling into elimination. But whew, this game here from GXR ultimately ends up keeping them in the tournament. Had they lost this, they would have been guaranteed to have to fight for relegation, but now there is still a chance.
What is this? A game?
Might be a Hail Mary fight from Team D because of the push potential from GXR not being the speediest on Earth, so they'll get the Megas, but they won't be able to finish off the entire base. At least not before the Ursa returns. However, Team D's lineup sucks with dealing with mega creeps. Like, it is terrible. It's awful. You do not want to be on this team and having to deal with megas. KYXY had bought the Skadi and all, but it's had very limited impact on In Your Dream, who's now going for Roshan number 3, baby. Also picked up the Aghanim Scepter so that we can get the Shadow Step Haunt. A lot easier to focus on these individual targets under these circumstances. I don't even think they give the Aegis to the Spectre. Somebody else can take it. She's not gonna die again. They give it to her anyway, and they give her a full Bloodthorn. Are you kidding me? In Your Dream is making this game a nightmare for the side of Team D. Mizu aka Saitama. Shadow Step from In Your Dream. They find Moon. There's going to be the parallel walls thrown out. There's the real one though. In Your Dream looking for Pondo. Not going to be able to find him just yet. Still BKB popped by everybody because they have to run back to the base. They're still going to end up all dying. The parallel walls just everywhere inside their own fountain. Just illusion on illusion. Mizu is just destroying them in their own base. That's it. GG, well played. Team D can't take it. Get me out of here, they say. And there's so many illusions inside the fountain that the damage from the fountain doesn't even hurt the heroes. Just hitting the illusions. Pretty hilarious, honestly. GXR, what a game. What a game from them. They get the dub on this one. I really underestimated how mobile they'd be without items in this game, but especially how immobile Team D would be without the Blink Dagger coming in from the mid lane. I'm pretty sure that if you can go back, they're gonna look at the game and be like, yeah, we should have gotten the Blink Dagger earlier. Consider what happened, right? After they got the first Blinks on the Ursa as well as the DK, the first fight they took on their own initiative on the side of Team D only came after the Blinks. So imagine the order of the Blinks and the BKBs were swapped, and then suddenly you actually have an ability to fight as a Team D lineup. I mean, they felt, okay, we need the BKBs to resist the fighting prowess of GXR, but then you get those BKBs and it's like, yeah, alright. What was I going to look at until... There's an item timing I wanted to see, but I kind of forgot now. Alacrity, look at this build, yo. Ryan was mentioning earlier in chat that the expectation is for BT's Blink into Dagon. Nope, it's Dagon BT's into Blink. And somehow Alacrity makes this build work. That was pretty hilarious. That was amazing to watch. Well, Team D still through to the playoffs, but certainly will not be happy about the performance in this game. GXR just did everything crisply. It wasn't just them being able to control the team fights. They also looked better in the fights in terms of their targeting, right? Team D were often at odds on who to go for. Hell, even the first time we saw the Blinks emerge, there was very clear miscommunication on who should be the priority target in that fight. They only end up getting a Phoenix as a result, even though the initiation went onto different targets. They also, in this game, I think they were really struggling with VT Fader to have him dish out necessary damage. So maybe they want to give him a carry that's more mobile on its own terms, another PL, something like that. Even if it's like some Juggernaut anti-mage. Just has trouble and difficulty making this Ursa seem effective in this game. So that will be that for this series. It ends 1-1 between GXR and the side of Team D. Who do we give the putting in work award to though? Yeah, actually, real talk. Saitama did carry this game super hard. Yo. Nobody else deserves this. Mizu, you've been renamed as Saitama. The one punch hero, the one punch player, the one punch man secures the dub for his team. And now they can go and prepare to play against the side of MTG. Easy game, you know, Motivate Trust. Speaking of Motivate Trust, that's the next series. So, you thought this was lit? You thought this was hype? We got Neon and MTG next. Neon MTG, a series which, in my opinion, is the most likely series to be the grand final here in this PNXBET Invitational. So, let's see how it goes for that game. So, I'm going to take a small break whilst that game gets ready. I believe the players should already be in the lobby. So, in the meantime, make sure that you're following the channel. And if you want to become a supporter, you're having a good time, decide to become a supporter by either subscribing here on Twitch. You can become a patron on patreon.com, or you can make a one-time donation. Support your favorite local streamer. No matter where in the world you are, I'm your favorite local streamer. And also, of course, do not forget that if you've made any bets, pay your 1% tax and donation. Lol. All right, so break time. We'll be right back. More Dota 2. Don't go anywhere, and we'll continue with the C Hub. Let's go. Oh shit. No. What do you wanna do? What's the date today?
The 19th.
Oh snap, Potom. Sorry. Hey everybody. I just got back. I see your messages, Potom. I got you. And yes, we agree. Yes, I'm all in. Yeah, I'm in. Woohoo! Let's do it. Okay, if that's the case though, that means all right, so check this out, everybody. The conversation I just had with Potom now was about securing some hype and securing some work. So we're gonna do game 1 and take a break because obviously I need to be out here later. Yeah, is that okay with everybody? Sadly it has to be, because I still want to spend time with Bay. So Obi Neon MTG taking place right here. This is game 1. We have ourselves a young set. Yay. I'm so hype. Awesome. Anyway, Neon taking on MTG. This BO3 or BO2, excuse me, will in effect determine who gets to sit at the top of the group. It's important to sit at the top of the group because the top 2 teams in the group get to advance through into the upper bracket, which is a big deal. As it stands right now, both OB Neon and MTG are in a situation, well, Neon's already confirmed, right? They already confirmed they're going to go through anyway, no matter what, in an upper bracket position. It's all about whether or not MTG can take some games off of Neon. The reason it matters, right? In the event that MTG wins 2-0, then that guarantees them their placements through into the top 2, no matter what, it's fine. If they lose 0-2, then there's still an opportunity for Team D, I believe, to go into second spot. So this matchup matters a lot. It's also the second to last matchup for both of the teams, so they still have another chance after this. Fairly difficult to imagine that this won't be the finals, but let's go. Neon playing on a Radiant side. Nyx Darkseer Lion has been their opening picks. So Nyx Assassin, of course, has to be a hero that if it's available, you have to pick it. It's too good, honestly, in the meta right now. If it's available, get it. Every 4 and 5 player on the planet should be well versed in playing Nyx right now. MTG, go for something we don't often see nowadays. The Clockwork Goblin emerging. That's an interesting one. Generally, when I've been seeing clocks lately, it doesn't come in the first 2. It comes like a little bit later, maybe like slot 3-4. So it being the first 2 overall pick for MTG, both of their supports, in fact, it's not something that you see all the time that happens, especially not when it's 2 supports that don't have like an overwhelming combo together. If there is the overwhelming combo together, then I certainly understand, but the way it's stacked up right now, a little bit peculiar, if I'm honest, but we'll see how it works out. Hoodwink. Actually, y'all, I'm looking at the time here, right? And I'm looking at when these games are. It sounds messed up, it sounds hella selfish, but I think I'm gonna have to give this one a skip, huh? Because as much as I would like to do like one game and then, you know, we move on for the rest of the day, I have a feeling that these games are gonna take a while. These Neon MTG games. Like this game here, for example, this is not gonna be over until like 40 minutes, I think. So yeah. Don't blame me. This is not my fault, right? Blame work. And let me tell you why. Basically, just keep abreast of Twitter, and you will see me later today in a somewhat more of an official capacity. So yeah, just keep it locked. Don't worry, all will become clear a little bit later today. Hey Candy. What's up, fam? What's up? But yeah, trust me, it's for y'all will be happy, right? You will be sad for missing the game, but trust me, it'll be worth it. You'll be happy for the decision, and you'll thank me later. Trust me, you'll thank me later. So, and besides, let's be serious, this doesn't matter, right? Like now that I've already mentally accepted I'm not gonna do this game, this actually doesn't matter. Neon is already through on top of the position, right? Even if MTG loses this game 0-2, they're playing, I believe, Low Gun tomorrow. and no, they play GXR. Sorry, MTG plays GXR, and Neon still plays Logan. MTG will beat GXR, right? Even if they beat them with just one game, that's all they need. They literally just need one game out of 2 series, and they're through top 2. That's going to happen. That's just going to happen. So we already know Neon and MTG will be our teams going in number 1 and number 2. All this really determines is the order of that. And we already know that GXR and Team D are through as well. All the next game will determine between GXR and MTG is that order as well. So ultimately, the only surprise would be if MTG loses 2-0 here, right? And then goes on to lose again to GXR, which is unlikely to happen. So sorry y'all, but I'll be back. But maybe not on this channel, but trust me, I'll be back for real Dota. You will be hype, you will be out here. It'll be worth it. Thank you so much everyone for being with the homie. Come through the Twitter. Let's raid DK Truman because I know he's covering the games right now. So we'll go check. Let's see, hold on. Is he out here still? Hey, he's still out here. Away. So yeah, we're gonna raid DK Truman. We're gonna pull through that side. And yeah, let's go. That's how the game will continue. Snare's gonna be on hiatus for the rest of the day. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for pulling through with the homie today. Errol, trust me, it'll be worth it. Trust me. Listen, follow me on Twitter, right? If you have me on Twitter, you will see later why this is happening, and it will be worth it. So, shout out everybody. We're raiding DK Truman now. See you later. Bye. If the raid button works, there we go. Cool. And then we just go to his channel and tell him he's got some people coming.